This is how it comes in a box, just like this, with one USB A to USB-C cable. The black part of it itself is about 2 3/4 of an inch long and about 2 inches this way, and maybe about 3/4 of an inch this way. With the spring extended, it's about 3.5 inches this way. Spring has the same tension. It's pretty easy to squeeze down. Looking at it closely, there's one button on here. Press and hold it to turn it on, and when you do, you can see a small display, but it's pretty clear. Battery indicator is there, and then you have 3 modes really. Off is 0, 1 is on, and 2 is the highest setting. And then underneath is the temperature. It tells you the temperature in Celsius. I wish you could change it to Fahrenheit, but you know what? It's SI. We should all get used to it. And on the back, that's what it looks like. That's the fan in here, and it's covered, so you shouldn't get your finger or anything touching it. And that's the sensor. Let me see if I can get that to focus. That's a sensor right in here, which is really clever, really clever. And that's what it looks like. So if you turn it on, you just press and hold it. Press and hold it again to turn it off. Press and hold to turn on. All right, now from here, to turn the fan on, you just tap it, and then tap it again to get to the next speed. All right, so I'm going to bring this close to my mic now. That's right up against the mic. Now, I imagine if you're using your camera audio, you might hear it. I'm going to put it now on the FX30, and I'll switch to that audio right now. All right, and just to test out the temperature setting, so it's telling me now that this little blanket that I have here is about 20 degrees Celsius, 19 now. Turn it off. I've been using the A7R5 to record in 8K, so it's pretty hot right now. And so how you put that in, you got to open the door, obviously, and you just squeeze that in. And this little notch, by the way, this little cutout notch right here, get that to focus, all right, is for the hinge, to make way for that. And this doesn't grip onto anything really. Let me see. It's more secure on the FX30, but the FX30 does not need a fan because it has one already. All right, so once that's on, it already tells me the temperature of the camera. It's at 31 degrees, it's saying right now. 31 degrees. So I'm going to turn that on and see how quickly it cools down. I'm going to speed that up. Actually, I'm going to put it to the next speed, 42. It's already at 29 degrees. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now the camera is warm to the touch. It's not unbearable. Warm to the touch. I'd love to know if I had this running to begin with, would it prevent it from getting hot? And I'll test that one day for sure. The other thing I wish it had was an auto setting where it would just come on like some cameras, and then it would come on only when it gets hot or when it needs to come on, right? So it's already down a few degrees from 31 when I started to 27, which is really good, really good. Of course, the camera is still hot to the touch. I can stop the recording right now on this A7R5. And so now it's cooling already, and that should prevent a lot of overheating problems. So that's it. I think it's a good unit, and that's not going anywhere. I mean, I won't be shaking the camera like this. That's not going anywhere. I don't think that this would cause much of a problem on a gimbal. Let me see how much this weighs. Yeah, 2.8 ounces. So that should not set off the gimbal or unbalance the gimbal. This is the camera battery, the big one. That's 2.9. So it weighs about the same as a camera battery. About the same as a camera battery. This is really, really good. Really good. So I think it wouldn't be hard for it to have an auto setting. It wouldn't be hard, I don't think. You can charge it by USB-C right there. And that's the only other part on here. The sensor, the display, the button, USB-C. And this looks like it's well made and it should last a long time.